Over 100,000 years of human civilization, communication has been a core part of it. As human civilization evolved, so did its forms of communication. From shouting to pigeons, smoke signals, Morse code, radio, cell phones, video conferencing, satellite, to the internet itself, humanity truly has come a long way. Today, every email you send, every Zoom meeting you attend, every Facebook post you post, every Bitcoin you buy and sell, there is one man who played a critical role in making all this happen. Who is this man? Who is the father of modern communication? Born and raised in Michigan, Claude Elwood Channing graduated from the University of Michigan with bachelor's degrees in math and electrical engineering. After graduating, he received the opportunity to become a research assistant to noted scientist Vannevar Bush, who eventually became the vice president and dean of engineering of MIT, and the director of wartime research under President Franklin Roosevelt. Bush described Channing as a genius who posed to accomplish something striking, even useful. Channing did something more than just useful. He accomplished something revolutionary. Channing got a master's degree in electrical engineering and a doctorate degree in math at MIT. While at MIT, Channing worked on the thinking machine, or technically referred to as an electromechanical differential analyzer. This is when Channing had his eureka moment. Channing brilliantly recognized the parallel relationship of Boolean algebra and electrical switches. This led to the development of logic gates, such as AND, NAND, OR, NOR, and all the others, which served as the foundation of digital integrated circuits, which are found in modern-day communication devices such as mobile phones, satellites, and computers. For this discovery, which was included in his master's thesis, it was dubbed the most important master's thesis of the 20th century. And for that, he was awarded the Nobel Prize and written up in the New York Times. More importantly, he founded the concept which all of modern digital computing stands on. He was only 21. When he was 25, Channing went to work at Bell Labs.
That was the sort of thing I was interested in. Communications. So I asked if I could go work with them. Most of the cryptography group were trying to figure out how to crack specific messages. Very practical stuff, code-breaking things, like Sherlock Holmes and so forth. But nobody seemed to be very interested in theoretical questions. It's like how many messages you needed to intercept before you could get a solution, or could you create a completely unbreakable code? That was the sort of thing I was more interested in trying to do.
Behind the scenes, however, Channing was also working on another theory. A theory that was 10 years in the making. A theory that was made through days and nights, through a failed marriage, and throughout a war. In 1948, Channing published a paper which included his discoveries, a mathematical theory of communication. So, what did Channing do that was so remarkable? What did Channing achieve with this paper that revolutionized communication itself? One of Channing's most profound innovations was described in his landmark paper, which coined the term bit, which also laid the foundation of digital computing. A bit stands for binary digit, the smallest increment of data on a computer. A bit can only hold one of two values, 0 or 1. The bit has evolved into a common unit of measure, joining the likes of inch, pound, hour, and liter. But what does the unit of bit measure? A unit for measuring information, Channing proclaimed. all information can be converted to this fundamental unit of information measurement. This is the start of the bit, byte, gigabyte, megabyte, and etc. that we know and love today. This arguably was the birth of what we call today as the information age. Second is the establishment of several limits in communication. The Shannon limit, the absolute maximum speed of information transmission, and information entropy, the absolute minimum information can be compressed to. The impact of this was that Shannon set the research agenda for around the next 50 years, as well as starting a brand new field of study, information theory, named after the theory that he worked on for 10 years. Scientists used Shannon's paper like a Bible, applying it to and justifying all of their own works. In the field of information theory, information scientists set out to achieve the Shannon limit and information entropy as to optimize communication. But as time dragged on and no one achieved any of these limits, people began to question the practicability of all of these limits, considering that they were all theoretical. This lasted until 1993, when MIT professor Robert Gallagher discovered the Gallagher codes. They are a sequence of codes that allows one to work right up to the Shannon limit and information entropy. Shannon's prediction has been proved, and only from this point on did the information age truly start and operate at maximum capacity. Today, everywhere you look, Shannon's work is present. We are able to call people across the globe, send men to the moon, to the depths of the sea, and everywhere in between, and communicate with them. All this we owe to Shannon's work. Even today, 21.2 billion kilometers away, the Voyager 1 is still communicating with us, like a storyteller, telling the child that is humanity everything about the vast universe. All this we owe to Shannon's work. Very recently, NASA and Jet Propulsion Laboratory's new Mars rover, Perseverance, landed on Mars and is currently transmitting valuable research data at 32,000 bits per second back to researchers on Earth for further research on Mars. All this we owe to Shannon's work. One of the most important impacts of Shannon's work lies not in what has already been achieved, but what could be achieved as a result of his work. From Shannon's work and its consequences, a conclusion is reached. In technology for communication in the future, communication becomes inseparable from mathematics. Not only did Shannon start the information age, he opened the gate for humanity to march towards the future in communication by combining two of the greatest inventions and discoveries of the human race: communication and mathematics. Shannon, the man who found the age of information, defined and invented modern communication and information. Someone who has truly impacted human society in a way never before, was forgotten by time, left in the darkness through the ages. James Gleick, author of The Information, A History, A Theory, A Flood, states, "And then, when it was made simple, distilled, counted in bits, information was found to be everywhere." Shannon's theory made a bridge between information and uncertainty, between information and entropy, and between information and chaos. It led to compact discs and fax machines, computers and cyberspace, Moore's Law, and all the world's Silicon Valleys. We can see now that information is what our world runs on, the blood and the fear, the vital principle, transforming every branch.